friends, this is Miss Regina coming to you from the Ashland Public Library in Ashland, Ohio. This is our Summer of Tales and Tales. We have some tales to tell you about and some fun science things to learn about in each of the countries we look at. We're going to look at South America today. South America has many rainforests, and it's interesting that our science has a lot to do with rainforests today. This is our safari science. You'll find a bag, if you are able to pick up a bag at the Ashland Public Library at the desk. Inside it, along with many things, is a booklet. And this part of summer, it says Safari Science. So pick that up. And in it, in the bag, we have a straw, a container of glue, and it's marked glue, and a container of borax. Now, borax is a substance that is used a lot in laundry. So we're going to make a polymer today. A polymer is a combination. It's kind of a liquidy substance, but it's also a solid substance. So it has the properties of solidity, because it can come together. It has shape and form and size, but it also has some liquid. It flows. We can make this flow. So we're going to make a synthetic rubber-y substance. So what you will need is, along with the things that we have there for you, you'll need a container. I have kind of a clear container here that you'll be able to see, and a measuring cup and some water. And if you want to, you can add some food coloring to the glue, to this glue. Stir it up before you use it, and it'll come out. And I'll show you one that I did. You do get the color on your hands if you're not careful. But, and it will transfer a little bit. So you want to be careful with where you put this. You don't want to put it on a white tablecloth or by your white shirt or a light shirt, because it'll transfer. So let's begin. First, it says to pour 2 cups of water into our measuring bowl. Now, I don't have a faucet, but I do have a container of water right here that I'm just going to take and put 2 cups of water into my bowl. Okay. The next thing I need to do is add my borax and give it a good stir. And you use the straw to stir it. So I'm going to kind of keep this by the handle, and I'm just going to start stirring, and then I'm going to add my borax. Okay, I'm going to add it all in there, and just stir it up real good. So now, so that the solution is moving, it's got to be moving for me to do this, I'm going to take and pour my glue into the container, right into this container of water. So here we go. And what's going to happen? We're going to see a chemical change. It's going to bond. The glue is going to bond with the borax in the water solution. And we are going to see a chemical reaction then. Now I'm going to stir as I'm doing this. And what's going to happen is this gets on my straw. And it's going to harden up a little bit. And then I'm going to take my straw and kind of make sure that I get the glue out of my container as much as I can, because that's all my good stuff there. Okay. And I'm going to keep stirring and stirring and stirring. And I'm going to kind of gather it. If you've ever seen someone at a fair gather up the cotton candy, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm going to gather it all on my straw. See how that kind of just gathers up there? And I'm going to take it and gather it. I might be able to get some more off of there in a minute. And I'm going to put it back in my bag, in my plastic bag, so that that's where it will be. Let's see here. I think I can get some more off of there. And if some of it stays at the bottom, I'm just going to take my hand in there and see all that. That's all really good stuff. But I want to kind of make sure that I'm not putting too much water in my bag. So I'm going to put it all in there. Is that about it? Well, I get a little more. And that's about it, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. Right there. Now, as you can see, there's some liquid in here, and I don't want the liquid. So now I'm going to take and hold this and just kind of pour the liquid back into the container. See that? That'll just, and I'm going to squeeze it just a little bit to get more of the liquid out. I don't want it real watery in there. I want to get just the polymer together. Now, somebody discovered this accidentally, and they called it silly putty because it has the properties of a putty. It'll move, and a solid doesn't move. So this can go from a solid to a liquid and back to a solid. So it is a unique polymer. Now, it feels kind of slimy. So what I'm going to do is work it together. I'm just going to squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it. And I'm going to dry my hands as I go. So that'll help. Now, don't put this on there yet. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm going to dry it together, and I'm going to knead it. And I try to get all that liquid out. And now we've got something that is kind of stretchy. I can flatten it out. Or I can make it into a ball. And what the people who discovered silly putty found out, now this is kind of like that. It's not exactly silly putty. But we called it our silly synthetic rubber. And when we're talking about South America, synthetic rubber comes from the sap of the hevea tree, I think that's what it's called. The hevea tree that's in a tropical rainforest. So now I've got some pieces here. I'm going to try and push them together and get them to bond with each other and just kind of get into that solid state. And I'm going to put it back in my bag, and then I'm going to try and get it into a ball. Just kind of shape that into a nice ball. And I'm squeezing it. Okay. Okay, let me see here how I did. All right. So here is our synthetic rubber. And what's really neat is it bounces. It'll bounce for us. And it can stretch and flatten out. I can flatten it out. And the one thing you can do with this is you can make a print. Now, I hope you'll be able to come, but on June the 30th, we're going to have the Akron Zoomobile at the bandshell. And they'll talk about the rainforest and some of the great things that come from our rainforest. We are so blessed to have such wonderful rainforests. And the coast of South America has lots of rainforests. And even Brazil has quite a few rainforests. So, there we go. We have our synthetic rubber. And you can store it either in your bag or in the container that the borax came in or the glue came in. And there you have it. Our Safari Silly Synthetic Rubber. Well, I hope you learned something today, and I hope you have fun with your synthetic rubber. Until next time, come visit us, and we hope to see you again. Bye.